someone like me, I don't have a lot of work friends, but these two girls, I can truly say that they have been my work friends, and we kind of just hit it off the first time we met, really. And so I would like to introduce Shayanae and Maheen. Hi guys.
I just work friends.
No, I'm getting emotional. What up? What an intro. Girls who love to talk. Girls who don't shut up.
You guys are entrepreneurs now, which is huge.
We've been wanting to do this since we were kids. Like, since we didn't, like, I don't even know, we didn't even, being a stylist was not even, like, really on our, like, bingo cards. Like, it was just, like, something random that came up.
Yeah.
We always wanted to do it.
Yeah.
We always wanted a store, curate it. Either we wanted to design some clothes ourselves. I know Shani really wanted to design.
Clothes always. But I think when we started, we were just like, okay, we don't have any connections. We know no one. We don't come from, like, a fashion background at all.
I feel you, yeah.
We have no relationships with any brands.
Yeah.
So, like, who's gonna trust us?
Shani was 15.
I was 15.
That's crazy.
Yeah, literally. I was
You
a
guys are
child.
babies.
Yeah.
Like, oh, how would you do this? We don't know anyone. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like you don't have as many options. And when you start looking
That's
into
true,
these like
yeah.
smaller
Yeah.
designers, you realize that they have so much to offer.
We have so many great options right here.
Yeah.
And
That's so true, dude.
And
yeah.
everyone who comes in, by the way, the first one, they're like, oh, so this is all local. Yes, it's all
this
local.
is all
That's the
local.
point. Yeah.
Styling is marketing.
Obviously, like, don't go around building relationships just because.
Just to build the relationship.
Just to,
I
yeah.
also think there's no harm in building relationships
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
because as well. Because
Okay.
I feel like that goes a long way. Like, your network is your network.
Oh, goodness.
I don't
Ooh,
want to
that's
say
for me for such a good reel. Thank
it is so true though. But we
I'm
don't talk about
usually just
it.
complaining to you guys about
About
how I'm like
something.
going through it.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
So am I.
There's
Thing
always
to complain
there's
about.
always it's always a therapy session.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about how we met.
We go way back,
we go-
guys.
we-
Like,
we really
literally,
do.
I
Yeah.
think that's
Our
our first
shoot.
friend.
Yeah. No,
In
our
the
first shoot.
In the
Yeah.
industry,
Yeah.
yeah.
Our
You
first
guys were
friend,
my first
literally.
friends also in the
Yeah.
industry. A little girl from somewhere in Pakistan will DM me and she'll tell me like, hey Trinette, like you're so beautiful and like you know like you make me feel less insecure about the way that I look
my
and
God.
so and then
Yeah.
I'm like, but this is purposeful.
Yeah,
then.
this is
because
purposeful.
some kid out there is looking at a photo of
Yeah.
me and
Yeah.
is feeling good about themselves.
Yeah, they
and
see
feels
themselves in you. You know?
yeah,
Like, which is crazy.
which I just think is so sweet. Hi guys, welcome back to We Should Have Recorded This. I'm your host Trinette Lucas, and this is actually my fourth episode, and I am at this point I feel like I'm talking to myself because we still haven't launched, but I'm really proud of myself to have made it this far. And it's not that far, but it is for me because I've been wanting to do this for so long, and I'm finally doing it yet again. We're here in the studio. And I'm just really, really happy, especially today because I have two beautiful women with me. Oh my God, I have talked about this with them for so long. And someone like me, I don't have a lot of work friends, but these two girls, I can truly say that they have been my work friends. And we kind of just hit it off the first time we met, really. And so I would like to introduce Shayanae and Maheen. Hi
tearing
guys.
up right now.
I know.
I was in prep.
Just work friends.
Life friends.
Life friends.
friends.
Life
Very
friends.
friends.
Yeah.
Friends. Just
Normal friends, just friends.
Yeah,
we're friends.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. She was
Not
offended.
just
I'm sorry I
work.
offended you.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm getting emotional. What up? What an intro.
Thank you.
No.
I got a little emotional too, guys, because honestly, I have talked to you guys both about this
Yeah,
for a while.
forever.
And you guys have
Yeah.
always been so encouraging, and you've always told me like, do it already, just start.
Yeah.
And so to have you guys here especially is
Yeah.
huge for me,
Aw.
you know.
I know.
No, I'm so glad
thank
we could
you so much
be
for
here.
coming, man.
No, of
honestly.
course.
It was
How
like
you-
first it was singing,
Yeah.
and now it's this.
The singing still hasn't happened.
It's happened.
It's soft
just
launched.
one video. It's soft
It's
launch.
soft launch.
you
Yeah.
have soft launch your singing.
Still gotta
Yeah.
hard launch it.
One day.
You have hard launch it. It's on
I
your
think-
Instagram.
Yeah, but I think that
Like
when
in a
I'm
more
ready,
professional way, yeah.
more
Okay.
of that
This is
will
like
happen
a-
too.
yeah.
But this is, I think this has been a passion project,
Yeah.
and it is a
Yeah.
passion
Yeah.
project.
Yeah.
And so, thank you so much for coming. Honestly, how are you guys feeling?
I'm so excited. I think this makes so much sense for you, and this makes so much sense for us. Like
Us as
girls who
a
love
whole,
to
yeah.
talk,
We're
girls who
yappers.
don't
We're
shut up.
yappers.
Like
We're
I feel like
yappers.
this makes a lot of sense, and I'm so happy you could be here today. Like I'm fine. I'm glad it worked out after
Yeah.
many cancellations, many rescheduling.
Many cancellations. I know.
She's a busy girl.
All right, guys. So I have a few icebreaker questions that I'm going to ask you guys. And I mean, we don't really need any
Yeah, I was just
icebreaking,
gonna say, what
but because
ice
I've
are
done
we
this
doing?
with
Ice
every like
has
guest,
been
I have to
okay.
do it with you guys.
Okay,
Okay.
got it.
So what's been a recent high and a recent low for you two?
I gave her my answer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Say it
okay.
again.
My first and last Rosa.
Was your
Tired.
that's your low?
That's my low and that's
What
my
about your high?
What you
Also my first Rosa.
the iftari is the high.
No.
The rosa is the high.
Just the fact that I kept it.
Despite that,
This
I
is
made
my-
it so far.
Well,
like-
we're very proud of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Progress.
I think
glad.
everyone here knows how weak I am and the discipline that I lack.
Yeah.
And high and low.
High
Do you feel like your rosas kind of help you be more disciplined in life? Like, does that help with anything at all?
I
Like
guess
mentally
it
even?
does. I just feel like I need to stay busy.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I feel like I'm just a weak girl.
I
think
don't
you've
think
seen
that
me
at
every
all.
shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to answer for you, but I feel like this Ramzan, I feel like it's really, the discipline has really set in for me. Like in the sense
Yeah.
where like when I'm fasting, I'm actually really locked in. Like, you know, like
She has been
I've been
locked in
really
this
locked
time.
in. I've been locked in religion. I've been locked in health. I've been doing 10K steps. That's my high, by
Yeah.
the way. I've been doing 10K steps every day.
Wow.
So
I've
that's
I've been doing
my high.
7.5 because she starts
You
with
also
3.5.
been like, you've been on a
Yeah.
health journey for a while now.
I have been. So I was like, I used to strength train like very, very
Yeah.
consistently. I was doing it before my wedding. Then I obviously continued it after. And I did that for a year and a half. But then I just want to try something new. And then, so I've been doing a little bit more like lower intensity stuff. But yeah, just walking I've heard is really good. And like, I also started doing it during Ramzan. So everyone is like, don't do anything too strenuous.
Yeah.
And like, so I've been doing that. But then,
it also gets like repetitive.
It gets
If you're
repetitive,
the same
yeah.
trainer, I love him, but I feel like
Yeah.
after a certain point with strength training as well, it's like there are only a few things you can do in like rotation.
It's hard to fit into a busy
yeah.
lifestyle because I feel like this year, especially, or like our lives have just gotten so much busier. So it's just very hard to schedule time for yourself. So with Ramzan, like while things have slowed down a little bit, I just feel like I've been able to like, I guess, focus on myself just a tiny bit, not that so much, but like, you know, like just enough to kind of
But
make
like
some time for
that's the
myself.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to take care of yourself
Yeah.
because if you don't have your health, how are you
have
gonna
nothing.
do anything
Yeah.
at all? You know.
yeah.
Which comes to my second question, which
Perfect
is the cult store.
Oh.
You guys,
Yeah.
your literal like this,
Child.
your
This is my
child,
child.
right? Like
Literally
it's your
my child,
baby.
yeah.
And you guys are entrepreneurs now,
We
which
are
is
entrepreneurs.
huge.
We are.
And I wanted to ask you guys,
Yeah.
like, how did this start? How did this happen? What's it been like?
It's so weird
Ages
because
ago.
we've been wanting to do this since we were kids. Like since we didn't like, I don't even know, we didn't even, being a stylist was not even like really
Our
on
first
our
choice,
like bingo
yeah.
cards. Like it was just like something random that came up.
Yeah.
We always wanted to do it. We
Yeah.
always wanted to store, curate it. Either we wanted to design some clothes ourselves. I know Shani
I
really
wanted
wanted
to
to
design
design.
clothes always, but I think when we started, we were just like, okay, we don't have any connections. We know no one. We don't come
Yeah.
from like a fashion background
Yeah,
at
yeah,
all.
I feel you, yeah.
We have no relationships with any brands.
Yeah.
So like, who's gonna trust us?
Shani was 15, I was 18
I was
when we wanted to
15.
do
That's
this.
crazy.
We were kids when we
I
wanted to
was
do it. We were like,
babies.
We were
Yeah.
like, oh, how would we do this? We don't know anyone. But yeah,
I
like,
still feel like a child. Though.
Yeah.
Like I still feel like I'm stuck in my 18-year-old like
yeah.
self,
Headspace.
like headspace,
Yeah.
mindset.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like it just started. I think we started with styling. We thought that would be like our first like stepping stone, and then it just kind of like, I think it was my post grad plan always. And
Yeah.
Maheen had graduated when he started
Yeah.
styling. To be fair. And we just put it into full swing once I graduated.
Yeah.
It's done now.
Yeah.
So
I
this
can't even
was
believe
in
it's
the
done.
works. Like this has
This
been.
was always in the works for us. Like this was part of a greater goal for
Yeah.
both me and Shani, and I think it further cemented in when I met Heather, who is my husband, because he wanted to do a very similar thing. And how many people do you know who want to do this exact thing?
Same
Like,
thing,
and
yeah.
Imagine
That's
talking and
crazy.
be like, I want
I
to
don't know
start
anyone in Pakistan, by the way, who's doing this. Like this is
Yeah.
a very
I
like
think
there are
new
people
thing.
doing it.
I don't know of
for
anyone though.
Eastern wear. There are some
Probably,
avenues,
but at
yeah.
least not in this way.
Not in this
I
way.
hope so.
I'd like to hope so. Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
just I mean with
Yeah.
Instagram and the way that you guys have like curated
Yeah.
the whole thing,
Yeah.
it's insane. Like
Yeah.
it's so different and it's so
Yeah.
refreshing to see also.
Yeah.
I'm so
and
glad you're seeing
which
that.
is why it's already like taking off because
Yeah.
it really is bringing something new, different and fresh to Pakistani
Yeah.
fashion per se,
And
and
that
marketing
was
as well.
what the point was for us as well.
Yeah,
Like
it's
we're
something
tired
that
of
we were
seeing,
looking for ourselves. Like people like us are looking for a platform like this, or
Yeah.
somewhere
Yeah.
to shop, or somewhere to find like something for on a Saturday night, and you don't have to like wait to like order something, or you know, you don't have to like look at your look. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like you don't have as many options, and when you start looking
That's
into
true,
these like
yeah.
smaller
Yeah.
designers, you realize that they have so much to offer, and
And we didn't think that way a little while
Yeah.
ago. It was always
I
like,
wasn't
okay,
al-
when I have access to like someone traveling, or when we ourselves are traveling, that's when we like stock up and buy everything we need. But like I feel like we have so many great options right here.
Yeah.
And
That's so true, dude.
and
yeah.
everyone who comes in, by the way, the first question they're like, oh, so this is all local? Yes, it's all
Yes,
local.
it's
That's
all
the point.
local.
And I feel like now, ab jaake, it's like cool to shop local. Like
Yeah.
it's becoming cooler. But
Yeah.
back then, I don't think people like were on that.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it's also the right time.
Yeah.
But also, like, you see, it really all comes down to marketing, right? Which is
It
essentially
really
what you
does.
guys are doing
Yeah.
in a very
Yeah.
fun, creative, interesting way.
Yeah.
But it really does depend on the sort of language in which you're showcasing that product,
Yeah.
which is what you guys are doing really
Yeah.
successfully.
Oh, I
you know,
appreciate
I hope
that.
so. I
I
mean,
know
like-
truly.
I
I,
appreciate
I,
that.
I'm not just saying it. Like
Yeah.
it is very evident. You know,
The thing is,
And-
all our styling work did help contribute to that,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
every time we're at a shoot, our task is to make something average-ish look as good as we possibly can.
Average-ish,
Yeah.
calling
Or
out
no,
all
no,
the
no,
brands.
no,
or
not
maybe
everything.
let's put it this way.
Yeah.
You look at a thing that is average that
Yeah,
everyone
or
else might think is.
yeah.
But you
is, yeah.
see it in a different
But when you put it together,
way.
it looks amazing.
It
That's
looks
the thing.
amazing, yeah.
Styling is marketing. Like styling
Yeah.
is making something look better than it is
That's so
already.
smart.
And
Yeah,
it's not.
that is so
and it's
true.
not like the thing is average. It's just people don't realize its potential until you see it on someone styled
Yeah.
well. So when we had so many years of experience just doing that, and like sometimes we're given beautiful clothes to work with. Sometimes we're given okay clothes to work with.
Yeah.
Our job at the end of the day is still to
Make
make,
it
it look
look
as
good.
good
Yeah.
as possible.
Yeah.
So,
That's so
when we
true.
do it for so many other brands, we're like, why can't we do it for ourselves?
For
and
ourselves.
why
And
can't-
we've
it
been
just
like
made-
sourcing from these brands
Yeah.
for years now. So
Yeah.
like we work with them in some kind of capacity for so long.
Hmm.
So it just made sense to also have them on.
Yeah, we had
bulk,
relationships
like,
with
we
them
just knew
already,
Like,
yeah.
oh, it's such
Yeah.
good stuff. We can vouch for it.
Building relationships with
Yeah.
brands. That is so important.
So important.
Yeah.
Right?
And
Because-
hard.
And hard.
And hard
as
as
No,
well.
I don't think it's hard.
But
I
it's
feel
not
like
hard if like the brand and you have the same kind of vision
process,
or thought
yeah.
process, right?
yeah.
Then obviously like don't go around building relationships just
Just to
because.
build the
Just to,
relationship.
yeah.
I also think there's no harm in building relationships
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
because as well. Because
Okay.
I feel like that goes a long way. Like your network is your network.
Oh goodness.
I don't
Ooh,
wanna say it.
that's gonna make for such a good reel. Thank
It is so true though.
But
But
I
That's
have
true.
learned the power
Yeah.
of networking with
Yeah.
time, and I feel like we didn't give it enough credit. And I feel
Yeah.
like all three of us, maybe we don't like network. There's some people who really actively
Yeah.
network and seek connections.
Yeah.
I feel like we're all kind of like content with where we are. So we
I
don't
really
push
I go to
ourselves
work
too
and I
much.
come back
yeah.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. And we've talked about this very often.
Yeah.
Is like,
Yeah.
you know, just like how it's a little tiring sometimes when you're constantly socializing and you're
Yeah.
on shoot every day and you're meeting like so many people
many
constantly
people,
and
yeah.
you're in a new room with new people
Yeah.
every single day almost,
Yeah.
right? So that becomes really draining,
It is
you know.
draining.
And
Yeah,
at
so
some point it's
posted-
like, okay, I just want to be by myself. I
Exactly.
need a
Like once
break.
you're done, I don't have energy to do anything beyond
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I do feel like for us it's also different because we work in a different city for the most part. All three of us, right? We are from Karachi. Most of our work is in Lahore. And
Yeah.
for us it's like we take the next flight out. You know?
Yeah.
It's not like we have time to like sit and like marinate and then like
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
build more relationships
It's
and
just
I don't
like
know,
go,
nurture
go,
that.
Yeah,
go,
it's
go,
like treat it
go.
like
Yeah.
work.
Go,
Like
go,
show
go, and
up
then the
and
next day it's like raat ki flight or like the first
Yeah.
flight out in the
Yeah.
morning. So I just feel like it is different for us. Maybe if we lived there, I don't know if it would have been different. Like,
No, I don't think it has to do with living there or not living there. It's
Really?
like it's how you like distance yourself. Like, do you treat it like work or do you treat it like your life, right? Like, I mean, like
We've
yeah.
talked about this very often.
Yeah, like
It's
is it
like,
like
yeah.
yeah, like do you treat it like okay, I'm showing clocking in, clocking out?
I think
but
that's
this
what it is
a
for me at
contributing
least.
That is a little bit,
you know?
Yeah,
it for
like
me,
I
yeah.
kind of have to, like when I'm there, I'm 100%
I'm
there
on,
and I'll
same.
talk to everyone and I'll
Switched
like,
on, yeah.
you know, I'm fully switched on. But then like when I'm done, I'm like, I can't meet you guys now. I want to
Yeah,
go home. Like I want to be with my
but there
dog.
are, yeah,
You know?
a select few people that I am.
That's select
Yeah,
people, like
have
you
it in
guys,
these
for
yeah,
instance,
yeah,
right?
and
Like
going
I
back
wouldn't
to
mind,
your
yeah.
point
Also
about,
because
yeah.
then when we meet, we're not talking about work.
We aren't.
We
yeah.
aren't.
Like
Actually,
even right
are
now, we're not really talking about
no,
work.
we don't talk
no,
about
we're
work.
not.
We
I'm
don't talk about
usually just
work.
complaining to you guys about
About
how I'm like
something.
going through it.
Yeah. Same.
There's
So am I.
There's
thing
always
to complain
yeah. There's
about.
always it's always a therapy session.
Yeah.
So
It
like,
really is. Yeah.
If anything, it's like kind of unwinding
Yeah,
from
I'm
that.
like
stressful day.
unloading.
Trauma
Unloading.
dumping, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trauma dump.
Drama from the
It's
day.
true. For the week, since I saw you
It's
last.
just crazy, guys.
Yeah.
But like, so obviously, like you guys have this new venture. It's
Yeah.
a business, and it's a lot to do with social media. And a lot of what we do is on social media.
Yeah.
Keeping
Also,
up
like how we
appearances,
kind of met was on social media. Let's
Okay.
talk about how we met.
We go way back,
we go-
guys.
we-
Like,
we really do.
literally, I
Yeah.
think that's
Our
our first
shoot-
friend.
Yeah, no, our
In
first
the
shoot-
In the
Yeah.
industry, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Our
you
first
guys were
friend,
my first
literally.
friends also in the
Yeah.
industry.
Our first
100%.
shoot, our first friend.
Yeah.
So
we basically
It was my first editorial shoot.
It was
per
my
se.
first shoot
I didn't even know what
period.
an
It was my first
editorial
shoot
shoot
period,
was
yeah.
as fuck. Like,
I
मुझे
didn't
पता भी नहीं था.
Okay.
I don't know how
No
it
idea what
worked.
it
I was like, chalo, aaja mere ghar.
I don't even know
That's
how I
it.
trusted you guys enough
By the
to
way, yeah.
come.
You
So I
just
think
came home.
it
to
yeah.
your house.
Just a random
And then
person
I
home.
met you guys like I'd known you for
Yeah.
eons. Like I was like, oh, you three besties.
I
And
feel
we bonded.
Yeah,
It
we
was
just
like
bonded.
basically we wanted to like I knew Trinette was like she was posting on social media a little bit like she
Yeah.
was like creating content stuff like that and we had a friend who was a photographer Arham
Yeah.
and
That
we
little
wanted
kid.
to that
Shout out.
little shout out that little
So
kid.
every
Shout out to
time,
that
by
little
the
kid.
way, I always forget his handle, and I'll say, I'll be like, that little boy, that little man, that little kid.
That little
I don't
man.
know
mini
why,
guy.
It's just every time I think it's a different word.
That's too
But
much.
it is that little
That's
kid.
so funny.
So we wanted to start getting into styling. We were like, okay, let's try to build our portfolio. And he was the only photographer friend we had.
Yeah.
And he had seen your profile. He was like, oh yeah, like I know the perfect, but we should ask this girl. Like like he.
I didn't
knew
know
about
that. I
it.
thought you guys saw me on like your
No,
Discover
He showed
page.
it. He
Arham was
showed
the
it.
one to
Okay,
like,
yeah.
actually
So
told
he
us
actually
about
like told
you,
us
yeah.
about you. So
Thanks,
so he,
Arham.
So,
Yeah,
thank you,
shout
Arham.
out.
So I think either we reached out or he reached out,
Okay.
and like I think we did it because it would be like chill if it were the girls reaching out to me.
Yeah,
We
yeah, yeah.
texted or something like that, and then
You guys
then
DM'd me, no?
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
like, hey, you wanna come to my house? We're like trying to be stylish. And for her to trust it, I actually get like shocked. Like, why would you?
Yeah.
Why would
So,
someone?
so basically, we had a mutual
Yeah, we
like
had
friend,
mutual friend.
right?
That's why,
So
yeah.
a few of my friends were following you
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
And then I messaged them. I was
Yeah.
like, listen,
You heard
is
this
this person real? Like, who are these people? Because I didn't know
Is it
you
one
guys.
person or the
You
two?
know?
Yeah.
It was
No,
one
at that point
person.
it was just I was
Yeah.
from my personal account.
Yeah.
I really didn't have a.
I
Yeah.
thought you must
So
have
then,
oh,
no,
no,
you
I
guys
have a
didn't
work
have an account as
account.
well. Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
didn't. So then I messaged my friend and she was like, yeah. Like they're super chill,
Yeah.
nice people. Go for it. I was
Yeah.
like, okay. And I came with my
Yes.
brother.
Yeah, I know. He like stayed.
Yeah, he
dropped
stayed.
you and-
Yeah, he chaperoned me.
Yeah, back then Trinette was like very, very like cautious about everything.
Yeah, I still am.
Fair
No,
enough.
but like less.
Yeah,
You started
less.
driving by
Yeah.
yourself
Yeah.
now.
I
That's
was very
different.
scared
Yeah,
back
yeah.
then. That's true. I was very sheltered.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see, and I think just traveling alone and all these things, like these new
Were
experiences,
scary, yeah.
that came with being in
But they
fashion
were.
as a
If
model.
you think about it, it
changed
requires
me.
a lot of trust. Like even for our parents, just to like my parents had no idea what we were doing. Like they were like, okay, what are these shoots you guys are going to? Like,
Yeah.
like,
I don't even
and
think
to
they know
trust-
now
yeah,
what we
if-
do.
I don't think they know now. But
No,
to
I think they
trust
do,
us
guys.
to
Come
go-
on.
They call me a creative stylist. I'm like, what is that? I don't think that's a thing.
No, but to trust us to travel to all these like remote places,
Yeah.
work with random men, like go and like stay
to
overnight.
Mubarak village.
To Mubarak
our
Locations,
first-
and I had some I've had some
bad
crazy
experiences.
stories.
I've
like
had some bad
yeah.
experiences.
like security wise, like crazy stories.
I've had some
you know,
crazy stories,
so
not security wise.
what wise then?
what was?
Someone told me I
Would
had
you
flat
like
feet.
Okay.
Oh, I think we know who. Yeah,
And the word was healthy.
Okay.
We
Well.
questioned it a bit.
I've been called healthy too.
Healthy feet though?
No, not healthy feet.
Just healthy
Just
feet.
healthy.
Healthy
Like
foot?
healthy. You're just like a healthy model. I'm just like, shut up.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like,
guess.
thanks.
Keep that to yourself.
Yeah. But where were we?
Anyway.
For
Yeah.
a lot of, it requires a lot of trust for us to be
Yeah.
doing all these things, and it's very hard to put ourselves in these situations. Like to think about it, like now that we're so comfortable and we do all these things, it's like we don't think twice about it.
Like,
But to
abhi bhi I
do-
think, yaar. But
we
but
are
it's
more
not as
savvy,
bad.
Like you know
But
how to
yeah.
kind of
Yeah, no.
Now we
100%.
know people who work with
Yeah.
us. We know these.
We know the
photographers.
team.
how to, like,
Pehle to it was like
navigate and
full,
deal with
like
everything.
new
Yeah.
people
Going into it.
completely every single time.
Yeah.
Especially when it's not even in your own city.
That's scary.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
so-
scary.
But I will say, like, alhamdulillah, we actually haven't had too many, like,
Because we are
bad
cautious
experience. I think
people,
we
I
are
think.
careful. Just
Yeah.
before even like locking a shoot, I feel like we do our like due diligence. to a
Yeah.
And I
certain
think that
degree,
that's
yeah.
very important. Like for young people in general, I feel like when you're young, a lot of people, like a lot of children, I feel like I'm so old
Children.
right now. Like a lot of younger people, you know,
Yeah.
you do tend to trust easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because you're like, you know, youth and you want to do all these new
Excited by the
things, new
prospect of what you're gonna
experiences,
do, yeah.
But like, please be careful, be cautious, ask
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah.
Like,
Do your
your
research.
The way you did
security.
research, like
Yeah.
asking your friends, do you know this person? You
Exactly.
should be doing
Yes,
that.
I need to know
Absolutely.
someone on set.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if or someone from the team is someone I worked with before, then I'm like, okay, fine. Like
Yeah.
how bad could it be? Like
Absolutely.
we know them. Yeah.
Like, and it's not to scare you.
Yeah.
It's just like you have to. Your security is yours alone.
Yeah.
You see,
Absolutely,
nobody is
yeah.
going
No
to
one's
care
looking out
about
for
you
you,
as much
yeah.
as you are for yourself. So like
Absolutely.
you have to make sure that wherever you're going that you're safe
Yeah.
and that you're with the right people because
Yeah,
that's very
yeah.
important. And this is with any field or any
field,
industry and anywhere really. You
Yeah.
know, like ask questions, I'd say.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so you guys
did meet
we
that way, yeah.
met
So
that
you asked
way and
questions and
I
you
asked
came.
questions. I
Yeah.
came and we kind of just hit it off. You
We
know?
did.
It was
And
really
then-
like,
it was
yeah,
very,
and we were
very
just
easy.
hanging. Then you met my parents. You hang out with my dogs after. It was just like the family affair. My
बहुत
parents
फ्री हो गई बहुत जल्दी बहुत फ्री हो गई थी मैं
नहीं, अब सारे
basically
बहुत जल्दी बहुत free हो गए
बहुत
थे.
ही ज़्यादा
She's
free
like,
हो
we
गए
gotta
थे.
train my dog.
Yeah.
She's like, we can do this. We can
Yeah,
do
I'm like,
that.
you know what, you should try doing this. What do you
Yeah.
feed your dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I implemented some of those.
Yeah.
And I'm glad.
I think we just started getting hired together a lot then, so it just
Yeah.
kind of further strengthened our friendship because we would just be together.
We
all
would
the
be
time.
together
which
all the
was-
time,
It just
yeah.
worked out so well.
And I think we just kind of connected
Yeah.
very
Easy.
instantly. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very easy. It was very chill, and that's really like how I think after that shoot that I did with you guys is when we then did a jewelry shoot together.
Yeah, we
and then
did.
through
Oh,
that
the
we,
Sphere.
Yeah, we
I
did
remember
yeah,
that.
and then
yeah.
I think I did outfitters after
Yeah.
that, and then
Yeah.
Then we started getting hired,
and
then we actually
Same.
had real
and
jobs
things just
after.
kind of
And I think, oh, this can be a job. Like
Yeah.
you can earn from this. You know, it's
Yeah.
not,
It's not just a post
just
on
like a
Instagram.
passion project.
So
yeah.
like I didn't know that either,
Yeah.
right?
Neither
Like
did I.
I didn't even like so
Absolutely
many
not.
times like before, like when brands would reach out to me, I'd say no because I wasn't even a model.
Yeah.
Right? Like I was
So you're
just
like,
like
me
I was
selection
just-
ho gayi hai?
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah, what's up? See that video?
No, I haven't.
How have you not seen that video?
What is
The
it?
Miri selection.
Miri selection
Yeah.
हो गई
The
है.
book-
What was
Bakar
it?
Zaka
Bakar-
one.
What was that show?
Living on the
Challengers?
Edge.
Roadies? No, Living on the Edge.
I don't know what you're talking
Okay,
about.
it's like
That's so
whatever.
crazy.
See,
You have to
this is
watch
how I
this.
know you're younger than me because you do.
No, I
you
know
keep
it.
up
I
with
know
all
it.
the
It's
all
trends.
ages. My dad
Everyone
knows about it. My
knows
mom
it.
knows about
Your
it. It's
dad
like a-
also?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
sure.
how do I not
Didn't
know
put it
this?
past him.
Clearly, I'm not very social media savvy,
Savvy,
which
yeah.
I am not.
Yeah.
I'll be fair. I'll be honest.
You take a break from it. That's
I'm constantly taking
Healthy.
breaks. I need, yeah. Guys, this is really fun and all of that, but I do want to talk about like mental health a little bit because I
course,
feel
yeah.
like that's something that we all kind of
Yeah.
struggle with,
Yeah.
or at least you and I have had conversations
Yeah.
about this a lot. So with social media, and we're all in the fashion industry, you see, so it is very superficial for the
Yeah.
most part, right? Like it is very superficial. It is about creating this beautiful image, and for the most part we do say that yes, there's inclusivity, there's all these things,
But is there?
but is there, you know, like are brands really that inclusive? And I'm not just talking about Pakistan, I'm
Yeah.
talking about brands in general,
In general.
Yeah.
right? Like, is it fair to say that yes, we do have space for different looking people now, for different looking body sizes, body shapes, skin tones? Sure, I think
Yeah, that we've kind of
yeah.
gotten into, yeah.
Yeah, gotten around
But
to,
other than that, like recently I had my cousin on who happens to be plus size, and she was like, no, I don't find clothes for myself. Like that's
No.
just,
Yeah.
it's not a thing, you
Yeah.
know. And even the brands that claim to be inclusive, they're not, because they
They're
only
not.
make one kind of cut, which I don't want to look like a bag. I don't want to hide my body.
Yeah.
Why can't we have a little shape in those clothes, you know? So as stylists, do you guys often, firstly, like you obviously, you guys style models. So is there like inclusivity in that realm?
I think we're getting there.
Yeah.
I think there's a bigger space for it now
Now.
than there was then.
Before.
Yeah.
I
Like,
agree.
feel like when we started
I
5
agree.
years ago, don't think
Yeah.
there
Yeah,
was
I don't
at
think
all.
someone like me would have been a mod, would have been gotten a chance even back then.
Because
I
I feel
genuinely
like
don't think.
just the traditional, like stereotypical,
Yeah.
like look every brand wanted to go for in terms
Yeah.
of models. I think that was it. Like
Yeah.
that's where it ended, you know. So I feel like we have come a long way, but would I say that it's
Fully inclusive.
no? I would not say
I
that.
think,
Yeah.
I think a lot of the inclusivity that we do have now is a little bit like tokenism also, right? Like people
Yeah.
do it to make their brand look better. Like they'll put like someone who's a little bit bigger, or they'll put someone who's a different, like, you know, skin tone, just to kind of like be like, oh yeah, look guys, we're inclusive.
We're
But
inclusive,
it's only really to make a point with it. Like it's just
Yeah.
to make a statement with it. And I think we're far from where we should be, where it is like it should just be normal. Like it's like they're just part of the
Yeah,
shoot, and
yeah.
it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't like it's not
It's
like
not a
make a
statement
statement.
every
It's not like a
time,
statement
yeah,
have a bigger
yeah.
person or a smaller person or
Yeah,
this
it's
person.
just a person.
It's just
Like,
a person.
It's just
representing-
another
Yeah.
model,
Yeah.
really.
And
you know?
also, I think there's like lack of research. You know, like I
Yeah.
feel like okay, fine, you guys are catering to plus size,
Yeah.
you know, bodies, but like. Yeah, like you said, I don't want it to be one big oversized button down.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't
Yeah.
there better cuts for us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that stuff with that would like flatter our bodies a lot more. Like I feel like it's just that it's a cord set.
Yeah.
You know, it's a
Baggy.
flared
There's
band
too
and a
many
baggy
cord
shirt. That's
sets
it. There's
now.
too many.
Like
There's
we
too
need
many.
to stop.
So this is something
Yeah.
we struggle with a lot, especially with cult, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of the things are, we have so many people who are, with styling, we work with a lot of, you know, sample size models.
Yeah.
It's easy. We don't have to think twice about it. But with cult, it's like real people come to us. They want to buy clothes
Yeah.
for work. They want to buy clothes to hang out in. And I feel so bad when we say, oh, we don't have your size, because we don't make those sizes. It's like what the vendors give to us, right? Like we're
You're selling
limited
what's
by,
been
we're
given.
selling
With the
what's
brands,
been
yeah.
given.
Yeah.
And when your largest size doesn't go beyond a 32 or a 34 at best, then like what am I supposed to tell someone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that we have really struggled with this in these past
Yeah.
few months, because it's like, what do I say? Like, and I feel so bad, like, because it's not up to me, and I can try to push for it in as much as I can, but the options are so limited. Like people don't
Yeah.
come to because they're like, oh, we didn't think you'd have our size. Like, you know, there's no
Yeah.
point. They just look at the jewelry and then they go, right? So
Yeah.
it
That's so
breaks my
sad, dude.
heart.
That
it
sucks.
breaks my
Yeah.
heart. And like, I wish I could do more. And like, you know, like,
But we are
so
trying.
We
I
are
feel like
trying.
There's some we
Yeah.
do have a couple brands that do make custom sizes. Some of them
Yeah.
have free sizes.
yeah.
Like one size that will fit different
Most
bodies. And I
body
feel like
types.
it looks amazing. Like it really
Yeah.
does go between so many sizes. But I will say for the most part,
Yeah.
like we do struggle with it. Like
Yeah.
a lot.
And we do try to give our feedback and be like, guys, you should do more sizes.
We should do
or
more
like, You
sizes,
should try
yeah.
like, you know, like
Yeah.
doing all the way, or at least even just for custom orders, like short take that, like if it can't be for everyone, it can't just make up
Yeah.
many of these sizes. But yeah, it is something.
And
But
also,
it's
like,
something we're working on
it
for
blows
sure.
my mind, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, as a brand, you are selling to every kind of
Yeah.
individual
Yeah.
with, you know, and they all have their own distinct, unique body shapes
Yeah.
and sizes and whatever else. So by making clothes for just one, like the standard size, you're
Yeah.
actually like disregarding a very huge market.
Yes.
Like there's a
Because
lot
the
of people
that look like models are a minority.
Yeah.
like absolutely.
The majority is not who look like models.
Absolutely.
So how are you just catering to just this body size?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes no sense.
and honestly, I feel like audiences have also become a lot more smarter now. Like,
Yeah.
there's people are very empowered now, dude.
They
like,
are,
there's
yeah.
a lot of people out there who like, "Bhai, hamare liye bhi to banao na."
Yeah,
Yeah.
or
You know?
like you could be
Like-
a small, but you would have a smaller torso or longer
Yeah.
legs,
Yeah.
or you be curvier in certain areas and not in others.
Like,
And
I'm
it's just-
curvy, and it's very hard for me to find jeans for myself.
Exactly.
here.
I'm a tall girl and
Yeah.
it's hard for me to find jeans.
Yeah.
Like, even like little things like this, I just feel like even that there's such few brands that cater to that, you
Yeah.
know? So I feel
Yeah.
like we
I think-
are far
Yeah.
from it, you know?
We are
But
far
I
from
think
it,
our
I think,
industry is growing. Like, just to
It is,
think
yeah.
about the fact that like some brands are making free sizing
Yeah.
and it does fit so many different body
Yeah.
types. There is a market for
There
that.
is a
And
market for
those are the kind of brands that do the best, at least on our platform. Like, I
Yeah.
can't comment for the rest of the people, but it is amazing. So many people shop for him because so many people can fit into it. And so many people are like, oh, this
And
is
it flatters so many people,
Yeah.
right? Like, it's not just about fitting, it's about also looking good.
and feeling good in it.
And
yeah.
feeling good in it, you
That's
know?
what it is ultimately. Yeah.
It's not just about like, okay, I found my size,
Yeah.
but does it even work for my body?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I do feel like that is something that some of the
Yeah.
brands that we have
I think
do
I
well,
think
yeah.
designers just in general need to be more creative with their design. Like
Yeah.
they can't make this one size fits
And
all.
do
They can't
more
make this one
research.
design
It also
fits
just
all.
doesn't work
For
anymore.
everybody.
Or
that
test
does
it
that.
out.
Test it out,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
actually call real people
Yeah.
and
Make them
try
try
it
it
on
on.
them,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
because ultimately the clothes are should be made to fit the body.
Yeah.
The
Not the
body
other
isn't
way
going
around,
to
yeah.
form itself
And
or mold
fit
itself
it,
in a way
yeah.
to fit into
Yeah.
that. Like, why should that be the way that things are?
Yeah,
It's just, it doesn't
absolutely.
make sense. Even if you're thin,
Yeah.
you're not going to be the same kind
Kind
of
of thing,
thin as the
exactly.
other
Exactly,
as a
that's it.
other
Absolutely,
person who's
yeah,
thin.
some-
Like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
just
Weight
that's
distributes
just
so differently, yeah.
exactly.
For everyone, yeah. And
Exactly.
also, like, I feel like there's a misconception, like, plus size is not XL. It
Yes,
has to go
and
down, like,
you
not
are
plus
saying
size.
that.
Like, when they say, yeah, we cater to it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, your largest size is an XL. That's not plus
Yeah,
size.
or
That's
the
It
not
waist
goes
size in
beyond
large
that,
is
you know?
32 or 34. I'm like, that's not
That's
that big.
like-
That's really not
not
that
that
big.
big.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not.
really
So
not that
it
big.
just,
And as South Asians, also, by the way, we do have wider hips. Like,
Bottom heavy,
our body
exactly.
shapes and sizes are very different.
Yeah.
As
Then,
compared to like the West,
yeah.
right? So why are we following that?
This kind of-
I was
Yeah.
why
we
the
started-
Caucasians.
Yeah.
I was like, what's the word? I was like,
What's
West.
the
They said West. I was like, thank God I didn't say it out
say
loud.
Caucasian. You're crazy.
Not the Caucasians.
Not the Caucasians.
I'm watching
Let's not
that
call
White
them out,
Lotus, so,
sorry.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
No, it is
it
hard.
sucks, guys. But thanks so much for giving your insight. Also,
of course.
specifically as stylists, because you
Yeah.
guys do, like, literally you guys work,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
with clothes and how to put them on different
Yeah.
bodies, and so your insight is very, very important. And so thanks for being so
Of
honest.
course. I am hopeful,
And-
though.
Yeah,
Like,
I
feel
think
like
things are
it's-
going in the right direction.
it's going
I
in
do.
the right
I will
direction.
say I do believe that things are changing, but there's a lot of work that still needs to be done, and
No,
hopefully we'll
absolutely, yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very hopeful.
Yeah.
We will.
You know.
I think we will get there.
God
Yeah.
knows.
Hopefully.
8, 10 years.
Fingers
20.
crossed.
Fingers crossed.
All right, guys. So, a few mental health questions. Tell me, like, have you guys ever dealt with or been in a situation where you've had a lot of self-doubt, especially with what you're doing growing up? We're all fairly the same age. So, have you guys ever just, even with career, like our careers, what we do is not
It's-
conventional, right?
So yeah, I just think with freelancing, like every day is like a new thing. Like just like because there's no stability to it, right? Like
Yeah.
there's no like you have this guaranteed amount of like hours you're gonna be doing or jobs you're gonna be doing
Yeah.
or the money you're gonna be making. It's like it's all like what can I do to keep this going and to sustain myself? And every few months there's someone younger than you, there's someone more hungry for it than you, who's working
Yeah.
harder, who's willing
With
to do
better
it for-
ideas
with
even,
better ideas or
honestly, yeah.
whatever it might be. So I think there's a lot of pressure to stay relevant or to stay, and I feel like that's where that point that you made about like mental health and trying to keep up appearances on Instagram comes in, because we are constantly posting, we're constantly trying to do
Trying to
something.
stay relevant.
Yeah, to stay
Yeah,
relevant.
Or to
do
stay
something
like to
different,
let people know that we're still working.
Yeah.
We're still here.
Because
Yeah, hey
that's
guys,
another
don't
thing.
forget
Like, people
about us.
notice if you don't post.
Yeah.
Like, people start to notice. Okay,
Yeah.
oh, ye
Someone was
can't-
telling me that
Chale gayi.
people stock up on posts and like don't post them in the moment, then they post them days later to act like they're working.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
to seem
Yeah,
like more
I'm saying
busy.
there's so much pressure to do like groundbreaking work
Yeah.
every single time, because if
Yeah.
you work, if it's a shoot that you do and like the pictures just like come out, it's
Mediocre,
fine.
yeah.
The work isn't as, I don't know, different every time. I just feel like you are.
Is it though? Is it really hard though
It
to
is
be
hard.
to be creative here?
It's so
in-
hard because every other shoot is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
But,
so
but that's the
repetitive.
thing. Like, don't you think that leaves room for more creativity then? Because everyone's just copying off of each other.
I feel like
there's
for
a few
me-
brands that are
Yeah.
maybe doing something
Original
a little
work,
more
yeah.
original
Yeah.
or interesting or innovative, right? And so, really, is like, I mean, I'm just like putting a question out there.
Yeah.
Like, really, is it though? Because
think-
I don't think there's a lot of brands that really care for the
Yeah.
that really care for the creative aspect.
Yeah.
They
of-
don't,
of,
yeah.
of
They just
shoots.
there to
They
get
just
a
want to
pretty
sell.
picture
Yeah.
and sell it. Yeah.
the clothes.
Yeah.
It's like
Really.
a science for them, right? Like if it's worked for them for so long, I don't think they're down to change, you know,
Yeah.
or down to try something new. But I
Yeah.
will say for me, it's like it kind of like makes it harder for me to be creative, if anything, because
Yeah,
you're like,
because you get
mine
your
is
sense of
mush.
it dulled
Yeah.
down, like it's burned out,
Yeah.
right?
You
Like
You
get
think it's
burned
hard
out.
to find inspiration?
It
in
is
a
hard
certain
after that,
sense.
because it's like, okay, no matter what, like the next shoot you're gonna get, the cue is gonna be the same.
Yeah.
It's the same blow dry curls, and it's gonna be the same like
Yeah.
lawn shoot at the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I know
like,
what
it's
you
just
mean.
like not.
Yeah.
There's no point sometimes.
And
unless
after
it's like
working continuously or like doing so many like shoots with teams that aren't that groundbreaking or they're not pushing the envelope like that, I feel like your senses get dulled, or at least maybe for me. When I am around the people who are like creatively driven and they're coming out with these ideas and you're working in tandem with them and you're bouncing off ideas, then I feel like it starts.
And we do have
so many people who are like that. So but those kind of shoots are few and far in between. Like where you're challenged and pushed and you're like, oh my god, let's try this. And you're allowed to just try whatever you want, good or bad. It might look bad, but you can at least try it. So but
I would ask you this question because you are a model, right? And you have to be in all these shoots, and honestly, it is so repetitive. So like, how do you kind of go about it? Like, don't you get sick of the same kind of cues being given to you? And like,
I do get sick of it,
right? And the same hair and makeup look.
It's the same hair and makeup look. It's the same kind of poses. It's the same kind of clothes.
Yeah.
You know, I've literally, like, guys, I've been on shoots where from the concept to the photographer to the model, everything is the same. And
so
I'm like, plagiarism? Who? Plagiarism?
There's
what? There's no
over
shame.
here.
Like, there's no shame, none at all. It's very obvious and nobody cares. Because ultimately, they just want to sell the clothes and the
and
product.
It does sell.
And it's a formula that they're applying because they know that someone else did it and
it worked for them.
You know, and
it's
it worked
the same
for them.
celebrity, and it's the same like.
Yeah, and it does get redundant. It is repetitive. It does become tiring, you know. And it at least for someone like me, because I am a creative person, and I feel like when I'm doing the same kind of work time and again, then I start to question, and I hate that I'm saying this also, but then it really for me becomes about like, okay, but like I also need the money. You know, like I need to work because I do need to, like, I literally, like, this is my job. So, like, sometimes I just have to kind of dish up that
I feel
voice.
like we spoke about this and it's like, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, like, to create like something new or to create something different, and every shoot to be like something that people are gonna remember. But I feel like that's where it gets a little bit confusing when our work is so creatively driven, because at the end of the day, it is a job.
It is a job.
Treat it like a job. Like sometimes it's amazing. Sometimes it's just a day in. You're clocking in. You're clocking out. Sometimes it's just like. And I feel like if we kind of relieve some of that pressure off ourselves and just treat it for what it is, not some portfolio building thing every single time, we might make some more peace with it, because like it is just a job. Like
it is a job at the end of the day.
And in jobs aren't fun all the time. We would take it personally when we wouldn't have any like creative input, or like we would, but then on the day of they'd be like, hey, but like this is what we want, and can you just do that for us? You know. But now it's just like, it is what it is. Like, just do it for them. Not every shoot is gonna give you the liberty to like do whatever you want, and that's okay. That's fine.
Don't
Like,
take it so personally.
don't take it personally.
And also, like, as a model, like, I've kind of realized that at a certain point, like, you kind of have to come to terms with the fact that you're being hired to model, so just do that and go home. Like, it's fine.
Also,
you know,
low-key, it is like, sometimes a bit annoying when like models do also like will be like, hey, I want to do this.
I feel bad,
or like my hair doesn't look good like this. But see, like, I understand that also.
No, I get it. Because models have the least say in the creative process.
Yes,
they're the face of it, but they have the
yeah.
least say in the creative process, which is unfortunate.
And it sucks. It sucks
It
because
sucks.
like ultimately
you're in it.
Your face that's going to be on that billboard. And if you look dumb, it's really just...
I do get it.
What will
from your
people say
POV.
कि model कितनी बुरी लग रही
हाँ,
है? किसी को भी नहीं पता कि photo ने कितने खींचा photo, what was the concept, makeup किसने किया नहीं. End में तो model का ही होगा ना. तो model को इतना तो हक है कि वो बोले यार कि मैं बुरी लग रही हूँ, please मेरे ये fix कर दो.
अगर बुरी लग रही हो ना, like that's my thing. Sometimes it's like I make you look beautiful. Like I'm trying my best.
Okay,
like, I'm
understand this, and I speak for all models because I am a model. Understand this also, right? You as a model are being judged. Every inch of your body is being judged, right? Like, imagine you're walking into a room and you're a human being, man. You have insecurities, just like everyone else does. But your insecurities are being highlighted
like,
constantly,
hide this
over and
part
over
of her.
again. You're constantly, even when you're eating, you know someone's looking at you because you're like supposed to look beautiful all the time, right? Like, literally, I feel that
You
sometimes.
grace, you can't get
like,
too messy with it.
Yeah, and I still kind of like take myself out of that like mindset where I'm like, yeah, I'm a human being. It's fine. Like when I'm on camera, then I'll do my modeling.
Yeah,
bit,
but
you know.
I'm
But
off
for
the
now,
clock right now,
I'm
yeah.
just Trinette, and it's fine. You know.
Yeah.
So it's just like your insecurities do get really heightened, right?
Yeah.
Because you're constantly hearing people talk about you.
Yeah.
कि इसका ये से नहीं लग रहा, इसके बाल वो नहीं है, इसका
And you can see
इसका
it in their
आंख ये है,
expressions
उसका,
also, yeah.
and then it affects you, man.
Yeah.
So like all these insecurities, and you take to each shoot, right? You may try to fight them, but
it's there.
it's there because you've heard those things.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like you guys do this so often. You guys do know what works best for you, which
Yeah,
is
that's-
why I do take into consideration
what they recommend,
what they recommend, what they say. Like I will ask them what they're comfortable with, what parting of the hair they're comfortable. Like little things
Yeah,
like this
you
as
guys
well,
do
you
that,
know?
and I really appreciate that.
yeah.
It's really, really, it's very thoughtful.
Yeah.
That at least you should ask, you know.
Absolutely, you need to get their consent on some things. You
Yeah.
know, most things actually, all things.
Some things are non-consensual.
Some things aren't.
No, but yeah,
I
we
feel like
should.
but my point was just like sometimes when it's just like for no reason. I mean, it is a brief. Like there is
Yeah.
something worth
Yeah.
following. Like we also have to like follow something.
Yeah.
You know.
And we're answerable to the
Yeah.
brand, right? Like we're not doing it apne dil
And it's
se ke
also
bas
my
karo.
work.
Yeah, of
Like I don't
course.
want to
because
make
also
anyone
there's
look.
this
Yeah.
it is a profession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So आपको एक वो professional boundary रखनी होती
रखनी
है,
होती है,
you
yeah.
know. So
Yeah.
I understand that
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, yaar, what we do is very collaborative, right?
It is.
It
So
is,
everyone
yeah.
needs to be on board. Everyone
It
needs to be on the
feeling good,
same
feeling
page.
comfortable, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for a model specifically, the job is so performative in nature that the girl really needs to be feeling herself, man.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
she's not going to be 100%
It's gonna show.
comfortable,
show, yeah.
it's going to show, और
Yeah.
फिर सबका काम खराब लगेगा.
Yeah.
क्योंकि
I get that.
the whole thing really is riding on her shoulder then on how she's going to pose with those
That's so
clothes.
true, yeah.
You know, so
There's a lot of pressure on the
there
model,
are
for sure.
times where I do feel bad for the model as well, and of course because I know what it feels like when you are you know, when you're at a shoot and you're posing with all these lights and everyone's staring at you and you just don't feel good.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're not feeling your best
Yeah.
because of whatever reason, or
Yeah.
because someone has said something to you, or someone hasn't heard you or
Yeah.
listened to you, and now you're stuck and you feel like you have no agency because also you can't leave because you
Yeah.
are getting paid.
And this is
So
just
it's
your-
like
yeah.
shit, like
Yeah.
I'm stuck,
I'm
and now
stuck.
I just have to wipe my tears off and just
Yeah.
do
And
the
serve.
thing and
Yeah.
serve,
Yeah.
even though
Look
I'm not
fierce.
serving.
Look
you
hot.
know.
Yeah.
I know I'm not serving, but
I
now
know,
I have
but
to.
now I
you
have
know?
to serve,
Yeah.
and I've
There's
been
a
in
lot of
situations
pressure.
like
There's
that.
a lot of
So
pressure.
yeah. So I
I don't want to
kind
come
of-
off as like insensitive.
No,
but,
not
like,
at
I'm
all.
just saying
You
that, like,
are the least insensitive person I know, dude.
I hope so. Yeah,
You are.
It's just like sometimes,
like so many
in
times
certain
I come to you guys
situations,
and
yeah.
I tell you, like, you know, like I'm curvy, so I am.
Yeah.
I feel a
Yeah.
little insecure about that because
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
like that's not very welcomed in
But-
our industry. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Okay, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's not. Some brands are okay with it. There are some brands that aren't, and
Yeah.
it's fine. Whatever. I don't care. Like I love my curves, and
Yeah.
and I'm very confident about
Yeah.
them, right? But there are moments where I feel insecure because I'm a human being, dude.
Yeah,
like
you
naturally,
show
I
up,
can't
something
help
doesn't
it.
fit, you're gonna
you
feel
know,
bad.
if
And
something
you know
doesn't
what
fit
works
right,
for
then I
you.
feel like it's
Oh,
me.
It's me.
Yeah.
It's
the
me.
clothes are perfect.
I'm the
yeah.
problem. It's
I'm the-
me.
I'm the
No, honestly,
me.
I take it as a personal into myself. I'm like, oh my god, I
haven't made
should've-
that fit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I should've thought
But
that
you guys
before.
always like empower me, nah? That's the thing.
I hope so.
We're also
Yeah.
the point of contact between
The
what the
brand,
brand
yeah.
and
Yeah.
the model.
It's
So
hard,
We
I
are
understand.
trying to juggle what they want and what
Yeah.
they're getting,
Yeah.
and also what the model is wanting and getting. So it does get a little bit tricky at times because sometimes, like,
course.
you know, like you have to kind of make both sides happy, and you want both sides to be happy with
And also
the work.
yourself happy.
And yeah,
because
you
you
want to be happy
yourself
with the
also have
final
a
product.
vision.
So
you know,
I feel
yeah,
you.
it is a bit of a stickier spot to be in because you're a point of contact for a lot of people, like even the makeup artist. Like
Yeah.
you are executing what the brand wants, but you're conveying it to the makeup artist, and
Yeah.
what the makeup artist does is a reflection of your work. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of pressure in that way just to keep all aspects of it happy.
Happy.
So
and still
Yeah.
somewhat and still do a
and
good
still
job, you know.
do a
Yeah.
semi good job. Right. So yeah,
Not just semi.
just amazing job.
good
Never
job.
mind.
That sounds like a lot, man.
Yeah.
It-
It is a
that
lot.
really sounds
Yeah.
like
a
a
lot of
lot.
managing expectations.
Yeah.
I feel,
Yeah.
you know.
A lot of ours is just communication and just kind of getting everything aligned. So that is kind of a tricky part of the job that
Yeah.
I feel like people don't talk about enough. And
How do you guys like stay inspired though? If you're, and you, I know you asked me this
Yeah.
a similar question, but like as someone who obviously you guys have also gotten into a little bit
Yeah.
of direction,
Yeah.
and you were always doing.
we all
Yeah,
were
always
to
did
be
a little
fair.
bit, yeah.
So like, how do you guys? Where do you draw inspiration from? What do you guys?
I think
like
constantly
consuming
content.
Yeah, which is
Constantly,
almost too
yeah.
much.
It's
sometimes.
too much.
It's too much. I'm always consuming content.
But I feel like our job doesn't allow us any days
Yeah.
off when it comes to this. You know, like we're constantly on Instagram,
Yeah.
on Pinterest, searching up things, finding references. Like I don't think we get a day off when it comes to
Just to chill.
to
Or
chill
just
when it
from-
comes and like switch your phones off. And
Yeah.
it's a blessing sometimes as well, also
Yeah.
a curse. But I feel like there's just so much that we're consuming at all times that I think inspo is just like an amalgamation of like certain elements you like from each thing that you see, basically, for me.
I think one kind of like semi-healthy thing, or I think I try to do, or I know Shani does also, is like we don't really consume a lot of content by our peers. Like I don't know how to explain it. We're not constantly on our work phones. We're not seeing acha ab ye shoot ho raha, acha ye stylist ye kar raha, ye photographer ye kar raha. We really don't consume that much because our work account we really don't open as much, or we don't go
we
through
don't
it
even
as much.
update it
We don't
much.
even
Honestly,
update it
that's
much.
on us.
So
Yeah.
like so in that way, like any inspo we get is not from what's already happening. So it kind of keeps our mind, I'd like to believe, a little bit fresh, because we're always looking at things that aren't already happening or already people are working on. Like we spend more of our time on our private Instagrams, and that content is very separate from our work account. Again, going back to keeping our work and our
I like that. I like having that like distinction between my work and just like my personal, like whatever I'm consuming.
I feel like that's so important. You know,
it is, because then it's just like, okay, how much can you take, and it gets very old. And like,
and
I don't
again,
know.
going back to the point about mental health, when we constantly see people or be like, acha wo to ye shoot kare, and this person is
That's
working
so true,
every single day, and like, you know, I'm
you
not
get into that like
And I'm in
very
bed right
toxic,
now. Yeah,
toxic
no,
like
I'm not getting as many
mindset.
jobs.
No, I feel you. We're a human being at
We're
the end of the
human
day.
beings.
Like it's only natural to feel like that.
and
you
keep
know,
comparing
and you start
naturally.
and you go, and it's like this negative like spiral that you kind of find yourself in. And that's why I kind of stay away from Instagram every now and then.
It's very,
you know,
very healthy to stay away from it.
And I feel so refreshed after. Like I feel like I do this for a reason, because it really does help. I don't want to constantly look at what every single person is doing all the time, because then it makes me feel bad about where I'm at in life, whereas like I shouldn't be, because I'm doing all these other things, and like I don't necessarily have to tell everyone, you know, and it's okay if there's people who want to also,
or if you're prioritizing something else over this, like that's fine too, you know?
That's fine too.
For me, I always think about like, what did artists or creatives do before social media? Like they just created art for the sake of creating art. Like it was never to create a portfolio or to get hired again and again. Like how did it ever
the purest
work? Like
form,
the
then,
purest
if you think
form of
about
art
it,
was
yeah.
you were just creating for yourself. And again, there was no
most
internet, so you couldn't-
really famous artists only got discovered like after they died.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
literally.
And they
That's
didn't
so
have other
true.
art to compare themselves to or constantly pit themselves against. So when you're creating for yourself and to satisfy yourself and like to fulfill your own creative needs, I think you should just like tune out the rest
But
of
I
the
will
noise.
say it is, if you think about it now, like whenever we are inspired by something, or we take inspo from something, we're trying to like create something original, but also like refer to that. I just feel like that also takes away from so much, because you have such high expectations at all time. You're like, and if it doesn't look like your mood board, you're so demotivated. Like that's one thing that I have. Like every time even when it comes to like our campaigns for cult or whatever, it's like, you know, we have all these extensive mood boards made, and I feel like if it's not up to par to that with that, it's just like I feel so like
you
I
feel
didn't
like
do
you've
it.
let
Yeah.
yourself down almost.
Yeah, and that's not how it should be. I feel like you need to also draw a line between the inspiration you're taking and like not
Your original
exactly
take on it. Yeah.
People who are
like you're never going to be able to recreate that same image in the exact same way. It's not
and
possible.
for good reason.
And
you're
why
not
should
supposed
you?
to either.
You're not supposed to.
You're not supposed
and
to.
like,
God,
why should you? You know,
Yeah.
I think there's a difference between like literal plagiarism and then just drawing inspiration, which a lot of people forget.
But it's hard to kind of like make that distinction.
ऐसे ही
you know?
दिखाना है, मगर आप वो फिर cheating हो जाता है.
Yeah,
हाँ, cheating.
like if
But
you
like-
are loving something so much, like it is very hard for you to separate yourself from it. And I feel like that's something that we check ourselves on all the time. We're like, okay, this is great, we love this, but how can we kind of like, I don't know,
innovate on this idea.
That's one thing that I've also
It's a fine
noticed.
balance.
It's
I
a
feel.
very,
hard.
very fine balance. I feel like.
And you know what? Like, we'll get there. You know, that's how you learn. You kind of
And who said we aren't there
That's what I was
already?
gonna
Yeah.
say,
You know?
many people might be looking at something we've done, just be like, oh, I'd love to be able to do something like
they
this
don't
one
know
day.
what our like mood boards are. Like
you don't know what their mood boards are. Like, you know, like someone we once worked with recently, it was a space that we had our pop-up at, and it was like it's an event space. And the guy who runs it said that, oh, we put a lot of your work on our mood boards when we're creating that event space, just because I wanted like this kind of minimalistic vibe.
And I was so touched. Like, that was the kindest.
Thing
Yeah,
to
but
think about, like, how could anything that we've done inspire, like, you know, like a event space or like the structure, the architecture or something.
Yeah.
So again, like, who is to say that we aren't like, not to do our own horns, but like,
No, but I
maybe
feel like
people are looking up to us.
and
Who
I feel
knows?
like we're so critical of our own selves,
We don't
but
know.
really something that you're criticizing about
Yeah.
yourself, someone else could really
Could
be
like,
appreciating.
oh my god, I wish I could
Yeah.
do this
Yeah,
one day, you know?
so I
we
think
need to
that
hear this more often.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah.
Like I think
but it's true though, right?
Yeah.
Like even with me, like I mean, as a model, like I feel like, you know, sometimes I do question myself, like what am I doing really? Like how is this purposeful? You know what I'm
questioning
doing.
yourself.
But then no, but like literally, I know I should.
Yeah.
But then like a little girl from somewhere in Pakistan will DM me and she'll tell me like, hey Trinette, like you're so beautiful and like you know like you make me feel less insecure about the way that I look
my
and
God.
so and then
Yeah.
I'm like, but this is purposeful
Yeah,
then.
this is
because
purposeful.
some kid out there is looking at a photo of
Yeah.
me and is
Yeah.
feeling good about themselves.
Yeah,
and
they see
feels
themselves in you, you know?
yeah,
Like, yeah, which is crazy.
I just think is so sweet.
It's
you
so
know?
sweet.
That's
Yeah.
so sweet.
Guys,
God,
I wanted to also just touch a little bit on financial independence as women, especially you two. I mean, we're all freelancers
We all are,
essentially,
yeah.
but you guys now have this new venture, and so let's talk about money. Like, how are we? How are we doing with money?
How are we doing,
Yeah.
money?
Where should
I'm gonna
okay,
let
for
you
anyone,
answer that.
I don't
Actually,
even know
for
what
anyone
are.
young watching
Yeah.
who is a freelancer and has started to make a little bit of money now, what should they do? How can you save?
Yeah.
Like baby steps, right? Like what's
Yeah.
something easy that
I
we
will
can
definitely
kind of,
say that
We're
like
not the
with
best at it.
I'm not the best at it. I'm
I feel
learning
like,
myself.
I feel like
We learned
Your
a little
dad
bit
is,
later.
though.
Our dad has really
Oh, our
learned.
dad is our
Our dad-
financial advisor.
that's why I'm asking
yeah,
you.
He's our
is.
financial
Yeah.
advisor. He's a
He is.
banker, so it
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah.
So I mean, like what he, like little things that he made us do is like obviously like set aside some money for
Yeah.
savings every single time.
Yeah.
And one kind of thing that the trap that I used to fall into was that with freelancing, you get your payments very, very late.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'd be like, oh, but I'm getting this, and so I have this much.
I have it incoming.
That's
Don't
girl
think
math.
about
Yeah,
it.
don't think about it.
You don't have it.
Yeah.
You don't have it until you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't think about that, and then don't shop like you have that money, or don't spend like you have that money because
Yeah.
you don't have it yet. So I've done this to myself quite a lot. So
Yeah,
for
she really
me,
has. She
I
has
want
to learn the
once
hard
I got a
way.
bag
Yeah.
saying I know I have this money coming. It took me 2 years to pay off that bag.
Yes.
It wasn't even that
Wow.
expensive. I was an expensive bag.
She's in a debt cycle
I was
for
in a debt
years.
cycle for 2 years, being my
Debt
dad.
trap.
Debt trapped with my dad.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah. So I guess like just be like, and another thing, especially with big things, like if you can't, like a lot of people say, if you can't buy it 3 times over, you can't afford to buy it. Like, you know, like just
Oh.
because you have, like, let's say something is for 5,000 rupees. You have 5,000 rupees. You're like, okay, I can buy it. You can't buy it. That means, like,
Yeah.
you don't have enough to buy it. So
That's
just
a
being,
pessimist. That's like a
no, but
sad
you should
way
be
to
able
say
to.
it. Like,
But it's
But you
make
should be
it
able
though.
to have something left over. You shouldn't be like handed.
Yeah.
I
hand them out.
believe in
Yeah.
the
Zero.
cyclical nature of money. I feel like if you spend, you get and you receive. Okay, so that's what I live by.
really bad
I say
advice.
let's ask her what she has in her bank
Incredible
account
advice.
right
Yeah.
now.
How much are you
I have
making?
been saving these days, so ask me again. But I will say,
I feel like every young the
Yeah.
youngest siblings are always a little more.
Weirdly enough, Shani's more frugal.
I'm very
I'm very
frugal.
khulla with my money.
and also
Yeah.
another thing that I do with anything is like if
I feel
I'm
like you spend really on yourself though. Like it's always an investment.
and
for
I
you, you know?
spend
Yeah.
on nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
And let
you.
myself rot.
I do spend a
You
lot
don't
on
spend
myself.
you don't spend on nothing. You do.
No, I mean I
Shani
do
didn't
think
buy
about
herself
it.
headphones until like the last
I
month.
thought it was an unnecessary purchase.
Shani wasn't buying herself face wash until last month.
That's what I shared.
That's
Pussy.
crazy.
Until I moved out, she didn't have her own face
But
wash.
if she has it, I could just use her.
What was that like when she got married and she left? Like
We
how
were
did you
in a
guys
killer.
She was
Laughing
dead
at
and
each
broke.
other.
She
How
didn't
did
have
you guys
anything.
split
That's not
clothes
true.
and like makeup and
Oh.
because I know sisters they be sharing. So.
Dead
Makeup
broke, we started working together first.
No, like you all the makeup, like all the skincare I took with me, like things like that. Like
You have a shit ton of skincare.
Yeah,
get,
for
you know,
me, it's
skincare
like
kind
I
of
like to
person.
I feel like that's where all
simplify
your
things for
money
myself,
goes.
you know?
Retinol,
Yeah.
laser.
No, I simplify it. I feel
Yeah.
like 2 steps at best.
Yeah.
Also in terms of like when she was living, I mean, yeah, I just didn't feel the need to
Buy
get
it because
anything.
this
if
she
she has
is buying it.
yeah, I'll use it. And what about it? You know,
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah.
But in terms of coming back to like
Yeah.
you know saving and all,
Saving.
I do feel like for me it's like if I'm not thinking like I sleep on it. Like if I'm not waking up every single day and be like, oh, I still want this, I still want to
Yeah.
invest in this, then I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna do it. Like if it's just like something that I'm excited about in the moment
Yeah.
and forget about the next day or like in the next week, then I'm just
Yeah.
like, it's fine.
But
you didn't need it anyway.
Yeah, but I think just in terms of saving, there are small ways to go about
Yeah.
it, like buying like gold, you know, like
That's
if
what
I
my
was
mom
just about to
says.
say,
Yeah,
I think that's
buying-
the
the best.
easiest
My
and
mom
simplest
says
thing
that,
to do.
yeah.
It's like a no-brainer.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't have to be super smart or
Yeah.
And it's a
financially,
really
Yeah.
good
like,
store of
and
value.
educated
Genuinely.
to
yeah.
to just go and buy
and
gold.
also
You know,
having
Yeah.
a high yield savings account because you can
Yeah.
make a little bit of money off of it. Don't keep all your money in a current account because
I
you don't
just
make
got a
anything off
savings
of it.
account
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah, and you can make a little bit of your percentage on a savings account. So I know this sounds like boring.
Dad's
but
gonna
like,
be so proud
my
of you,
dad's like,
Maheen.
she knows what high
Yeah,
yield is.
Your dad's
to
gonna
be
be
fair,
like,
we got
"Ye meri
complacent
beti hai."
because he's always
Yeah.
there to kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
guide us through
I also
it.
need some financial advice
Speak
from
to
your
him,
dad.
he
I
loves
know.
to
I
give
will. I
everyone.
will.
Yeah.
I will.
He's got so many
Uncle,
friends'
I've heard
credit
so much about
cards,
all
yeah.
your financial
Financial
advice.
advice.
Please
He's
give me
helped us
some
with so
tips.
many things,
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah. No,
And
but
use
your dad's
points.
such a sweetheart.
Oh,
dude.
another point. Oh, I was gonna say use credit cards. You can use their points, but that's not really a saving.
I don't
That's
have a
not
credit
saving.
card, by the way.
Get a credit card.
Trinette,
Really?
build your credit history. Or
Build
do you
your
have a
credit
debit
history.
card?
Yeah.
I have it only debit
So
cards.
basically, I was in the same thing.
Yeah.
Actually, I still am. I'm waiting for my credit
Should
card.
I be telling people? I don't know.
It's
I don't care.
fine.
Whatever.
Just
It's my
get a credit
podcast. I
card.
can say
Yeah,
whatever I want.
basically,
Yeah.
if you have it and you're spending it through your debit card, like might as well spend that via your credit card and have a credit history. Like build
And
that
make
up.
points because you can
Because-
put those points towards so many
No,
things.
but my
flights and
points
things
are like
that.
for certain cards. I feel.
I mean, but most cards
but
you
I
can
do
get points
feel like
for things.
with this, like having a credit history
What's
is
the
very
best?
important.
Should we be plugging a bank name? Probably not.
only
Best
if they pay
bank,
us, don't
I
say.
Only
would
if they
say
sponsor me.
my
Only
dad's
that's what
bank.
my dad's bank. I won't say what.
My
but my
dad's
dad's bank is the best.
Your
My
dad has
dad's
his own
bank.
bank?
The
no,
one
he doesn't.
works
Just the one he
at.
works at.
And that answer changes every time he's at a new bank. I'm just
Yeah.
like, that is the best bank.
That's the
Go
best
there.
bank because my dad works there. That's so sweet, though. All right,
Yeah.
guys, we're ending. We're almost at the end now, and just before you guys leave, I wanted to play a few games with you guys.
Okay.
Do you guys want to play like a fashion-y game or like a?
I wanna play
What
any
should we
game.
do?
I
We
wanna
have-
play
we have,
a
like,
game.
I just wanna play
Any
a
game?
game.
Okay, let's just
Yeah, I
play.
wanna-
Let's just start with like
Yeah.
what we have planned. Okay.
We
All right.
plan?
All right, I'm gonna ask you guys a few questions and then you just answer. Okay. What's your most irrational fashion purchase that made
God.
perfect sense at the time?
The bag that took 2 years to pay off. I already told you guys.
Which bag was it?
It was like a Bottega, like sardine. It was a new, it's the
Sweet.
pride of my like life,
Sweet.
but like yeah.
But like you wear it often,
No, no,
so
I-
it's fine.
No,
Not
she doesn't.
enough to
She does not wear it.
So you
It's
can justify
catching-
the price
Justify
then.
that
It's
kind
like
of
cost
2 year
per wear.
debt cycle.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Okay, sweet. What about
for
you?
me, mind you, remember in New York when I bought? So basically, we went for vacation and it had been 10 days. I found nothing for myself, and I saved for months. I was like, "Up, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
Shop.
get something for myself." Found nothing for myself. I go. So 10th day, I'm desperate. I'm like,
I
anything that
just
comes
buy
in,
everything.
I will buy it. So I go to this vintage store, and there was just these whatever parachute pants for. I'll give the value $250. Not obviously
Not even brand new. Not even
it was
designer.
unbrand. It was nothing. It was just a pant. Nothing. You don't
And
even
she
know
bought
where
it.
it's from. Gap. Not even from Gap. Nothing. There was
Oh,
no
there was
tag in it.
no tag.
No
No.
tag.
Oh.
It was just.
Why
a
were they so
pant
expensive
for
then?
God
I bought
knows. And she bought it.
And I bought it.
Do you
For
love
people
them?
like Shayanae.
I've never worn them.
And you've never worn
I've
them.
never worn them once in my life. Actually.
Do you get to answer these questions also, or is it just us?
I think it's just you.
Okay.
If I don't have an answer for this one,
Okay,
though,
you're a
'cause
cautious spender.
Yeah, on clothes and stuff, though, I don't think
Yeah.
I spend a lot of money. I mean, I spend a lot of money on Temu.
I'm not that
Temu
kind of
isn't-
person.
I just don't trust.
I never
Temu.
buy
I
things
love
online.
buying things for the house, not
Oh,
for myself so
I
much.
don't.
Like, I
Yeah,
love buying,
I get
like,
that.
just things for the house, like glassware and things like that.
That's like that's like an old person hobby.
I
and
am
that's
an
a
old
good one.
person.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So, otherwise, with clothes and stuff, like, I spend, but not like crazy amounts. I just.
I spend crazy
Yeah,
amounts.
I actually don't
Yeah,
spend
like,
that
I
much
don't
on
spend that
clothes.
much, like on bags
Yeah,
and
no,
shoes and
I-
things.
I do
I
spend
think
on bags and shoes.
leather goods, I think
You
are
do,
worth
yeah.
the
I do.
investment. I'm okay to spend on
Yeah.
that. clothes also within reason, a good
Within
investment, but a
reason.
capsule wardrobe, like have
Yeah.
staples in your
Yeah.
wardrobe and
That's
like kind of
smart.
reuse and rewear
That's
and
smart.
repair and like
Yeah.
but like I'm not gonna buy a new thing every single week and like
you really think
yeah.
about what you
I
want.
really think about
Yeah.
it. It has to work with everything. It has to be timeless.
That's good.
So-
That's how you know, like
Yeah.
you do understand
Yeah.
sustainable fashion in
Oh
that
yeah.
way then, right?
Big on
Yeah.
sustainable
Yeah.
fashion.
All right. If you had to wear only one outfit for the rest of your life, what would it be? Like
What I'm
only
wearing
one.
right now?
Like if you were a cartoon, you know how cartoon characters
your
only have
outfit,
like
your costume,
yeah,
yeah.
I think
one
it's
outfit.
like a blank T-shirt, like a black or like
I
a
was-
white, and like a nice pair of jeans, like a straight fit
Yeah.
or like a baggier.
So what I was
style.
wearing yesterday.
I mean, I also wear. Okay, we both wear that, and
We
also
both wear the
most
same
times
things,
we
yeah.
both show up wearing the same exact, and we don't even live it together anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just
you guys
like
don't.
Yeah,
We
I would say yeah, like if it would, I think maybe like a hoodie and jeans. Like I wear that a lot. Like I wish it was
all
colder
year
here.
round.
What would your
Inter-
hair
Yeah,
be
so maybe
like?
t-shirt.
Hair this.
Hair, yeah.
Yours?
You know, but this is really bad for me. I feel like I don't feel like myself now anymore with my hair open, and that's so crazy. Can you believe that?
I
We're
feel
giving
you.
ourselves traction.
Same.
And
I feel
alopecia.
this exact
yes,
same
I'm
way.
balding. Why is this a root spray over here? It's
Yeah.
not my actual hairline.
I'm also balding, and I just like cover it up with
With this
hair.
Yeah,
draggy
same.
bits.
Yeah, with like
It's like
curly
freaking
bits.
me out, but like I
Yeah,
just
it's
don't
bad.
feel like myself
You know,
anymore.
literally, my
without.
mom tells me तुम गंजी हो जाओगी. Like she
मैं तो
literally
हो गई
tells
हूँ.
मैं
You
तो
guys at
मैं
least
तो
have hair.
almost हो
I'm
गई
actually
हूँ.
ganji.
Man, do I also have to
Sammy.
answer this? What would I wear?
I think also what you're wearing right now.
No, this is like it's too flashy. Like
But
I,
it's
I would
want
say
to
you.
wear this.
But
jeans.
kind of jeans, maybe not the top, but I do
Yeah.
see you in like a.
I would want to wear something comfortable.
Yeah.
So like maybe like a t-shirt, maybe a white shirt or something.
Yeah, you wear a lot of white
Oh,
buttons.
you do.
Yeah.
Like a white button down
And
I
hoops.
my hair and hoops
Yeah,
though, for
you
sure.
wear hoops.
Like
Yeah.
big ass hoops.
And gold
red
jewelry,
lipstick.
yeah.
Red
and
lipstick.
my hair would be like in a bun,
Yeah.
most probably.
I've seen
Yeah.
you look like
I
that a
can-
lot. I've
So
seen
yeah,
all
like
the
a
time.
button down. You are wearing
Yeah.
a button.
Yeah, like a button down. I do love a good collar. All right. If you could
Collar?
change no, like a collar.
Collar.
Collar. All right. If you could change one thing about the Pakistani fashion industry, what would it be? That's a big one.
That's a loaded one.
That's a loaded one.
I think how informal it is.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's super
We
informal.
could use a little bit more
Structure.
professionalism,
I'm not, saying,
structure.
I'm not saying email me. It's fine. You know what?
Nobody
Honestly, I think
emails
it
anymore.
should be
No, you know,
via
it-
email.
It should be a little more black and white,
Yeah.
Yeah.
more contracts,
Yeah,
perhaps.
exactly.
Yeah, more formal agreements. And what's the thing? We have no like lobbies. Like, you know, we don't have any safeguards to protect freelancers and
Yeah,
their rights
none.
and their
Yeah.
payments and
We
their
don't
things
have
like that.
HR,
We don't
none
have
of that.
any
Yeah.
kind of
like maybe
everyone's
just
for
don't
themselves.
text me saying hi, available tomorrow? Question
Yeah.
mark. That's also
And then
very
disappear,
formal.
ghost
Yeah.
me
Yeah,
after
yeah,
taking
yeah.
my
Yeah.
dates. Don't
It's
do
kind of
that,
crazy.
especially
I think
PR
it's very,
agencies.
very informal.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
change that.
I would
Yeah.
change
From
that.
a working POV,
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
change that. You know.
That's really wise, guys. I also agree. Same answer.
Same, yeah.
If you could style any personality, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
That's a good one. I think
You put
someone
those like
Pakistani.
that
Crickets.
sound, cricket sound.
You know what? In the like low-key, I kind of don't want to style celebrities.
Same.
I actually really don't,
I don't believe in
care
celebrity
if they're
style.
celebrity.
Anyone in the world, someone who's also like dead.
Oh.
कोई भी हो सकता है Marilyn Monroe.
They
like,
which
I
means
don't
either
know.
celebrity or they're
like,
dead.
Like Michael Jackson.
No.
Can I say
Noor
Drake?
Jahan, Drake.
Maheen, predictable.
Okay, I think it'd
better.
be fun. Like I
Yeah.
feel like he'd
Please.
carry it off also.
I'm also
I don't think he
thinking.
needs us to style him though.
Yeah, honestly,
you
I
know?
don't
He's got his
think-
own clothes.
I
I
feel
feel
like
someone who needs the styling. That's how I would.
I don't think that's
low-key
what it
think.
is.
I would think that way.
No, but like
No.
for even if
Alex
it's
Earl.
someone who like
Let me
for
style
instance,
you.
Marilyn Monroe, she had such a distinct style,
Yeah.
right? If you were to style her, you do it differently, right? So that's
Can I
the
ask someone
whole
else to
point.
style me? Could that
Yeah,
be
you know what? Let's switch it over.
Okay, let's switch it over.
Yeah,
fine.
I would love Maggie and Ashley Olsen style me. Like I want to get in their minimalistic, the row style. Like I wish
Yeah.
they could show me how. to
I
do it.
would be down for something like that.
and
That's
then they
my
also
answer
make
though, so-
content with you.
Yeah, and then oh my god, me, Maggie and Ashley,
that's
The
crazy.
third sister.
they already have third sister.
She does?
Elizabeth
They do?
Olsen.
The third sister.
Elizabeth Olsen's their sister. Maheen
Whatever.
Olsen.
Maheen Olsen.
They're like, get away from me.
They'll just make
They don't
you
need
their-
us.
Yeah, they don't even know we exist.
They don't know we exist.
Okay, do you think the way we dress influences the way we feel about ourselves?
No, wait, come again. I just didn't get
Not
it.
following.
Do you think the way we dress influences the way we feel about ourselves? Like the way you dress.
Who
do you
said I'm
think-
dressing influencers?
No, Shani.
No.
Who's talking about influencers?
She just
Do you
said
think-
influencers.
Influences, not
think-
influencers.
Okay, I'm like, that's a bold claim. I don't style that many influencers.
Do you think the way you dress yourself influences the way you...
Do you think it has any
feel about
impact
yourself?
on the
Yeah.
way that you feel? Like,
Yes.
let's say you're
Yeah.
wearing something really good
They're breaking
and
it
you're
down
not
for me.
feeling good because you're not understanding.
has an effect on...
Okay, so to be fair,
She said like
you-
influencer, but okay, fine.
No, I
fair
said
enough.
influence.
It's okay.
Whatever.
We agree to disagree today.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's
So-
okay. You answer, then maybe you'll understand better.
I think so, yes. I think it really depends on like how I'm feeling. Like some days I want to put more effort into my
Yeah.
appearance, and that obviously is like I'm having a good mental health day or a good physical day.
Yeah.
Like I'm feeling good about the way I look or something like that. But sometimes I will, if I am feeling bad, maybe I will make more of an effort to make myself feel good,
Yeah.
just to balance it out, so I don't feel like horrible all day long, because I also look ugly on top of everything.
I think like going
You
back
never
to,
look
like,
ugly,
mental
but I know
health-
what you mean. You can feel
you
ugly,
have
but you can feel ugly.
can
I
feel
know what
ugly,
you
yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
I'm
I
not
would
gonna
say,
like
like-
dismiss that because
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, you
I-
can.
yeah.
Now did you understand what the
Now you
I do,
freaking
but I think, like,
understand.
circling back to,
I'm
like,
gonna
mental
break it down for
health.
you again.
I'm giving my point right now.
Okay, fine.
Circling back to mental
Alright.
health,
Mhm.
I
Alright,
feel
alright.
like for me, sometimes I do fall into the trap of like it being the exact opposite. Like if I am feeling shitty, I won't put in more of an effort to make my like. It's like I feel like I get stuck, you know, because I feel shitty. I'm like I don't want to do anything for myself anymore, and that's a really bad space to be in. And I feel like that's something that you have to like. I know a lot of people experience this because I've spoken to so many people that have the same experience. It's just like it's really hard to get yourself out of that rut.
Headspace, yeah.
I feel you. I feel
But
you.
it is the best way to go about it,
Yeah.
honestly. Like it is like I don't maybe practice it too often.
What is the best way to go?
Like
about
to like work on yourself.
Oh,
when
yeah,
you
to-
are
to
feeling
counter
low,
it.
You know what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean? Like do things where like get a pedicure. I don't know,
Yeah.
get your hair done.
It
Blow
does
dry your hair
help,
yourself.
yeah.
You know, like little thing like this. It does
I
kind of.
feel like when you are in that rut where you're not feeling great or mentally or whatever, even physically,
Yeah.
sometimes you know you're not feeling your body, like you're
Yeah.
bloated or whatever. We all experience these
Yeah.
things. So in moments like that, I feel like it's also okay to let yourself be, like dwell a little bit.
Don't force
and
yourself
then
to, like,
yeah,
yeah.
and then when you've had enough of
Yeah.
it, then you also have to kind of know when to pick
Break out of
yourself
it,
back
yeah.
up.
That's
Yeah.
true. Like don't
So-
dwell for too long.
long,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
have been in that space where I've dwelled for
Yeah.
ages and ages, and it kind of just
Years
like
and years.
it's like counterproductive. Like makes it worse. So
I feel you.
It's very important to kind of like keep a check on that as well.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I feel like it's just really important to check in with yourself,
yourself, yeah.
constantly, you know. And I think like recently, you know, ever since like I started therapy and stuff, by the way, I did. And
I
and
have to
so
start.
you were already on your
No,
journey,
I
weren't you?
stop it.
Oh, it's
My
fine.
journey I have to restart actually.
It's fine.
My journey
That's
will start
fine.
again.
Whenever you're ready, yeah. So one thing I've kind of realized about myself is that whenever I'm feeling something, I have to feel it.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
try to
same.
fight it.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
you're trying to
Go
fight
through
it
the
too
full
much,
range
just
of
go through
emotions,
it and
yeah.
then you'll come out of it eventually. And you, in fact, will take yourself out of it yourself,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I agree completely.
All right. The next game we're going to play it's called the compliment game. It's just a cute little thing that we'll be doing. I feel like in today's day and age, especially guys, we're so like we're constantly at it, we're just doing the most, and we don't have time to stop and reflect and just sit and also just we don't compliment ourselves anymore.
Mine's
nowadays.
thinking hard about
When
a
it-
compliment right now.
I
She's
thought
like,
it-
And she's like, what do I say about these two?
yeah, by the way, same low-key, I'm
So-
just thinking.
We are going to do that. No.
Oh.
We're complimenting ourselves and then each other also.
Okay,
So,
sweet.
What's
Okay,
a
don't start with
compliment?
me. Start
Okay,
with Shani.
fine.
Let me. I'm
No,
thinking
don't
about
start
it.
with me. I really have to think about this.
Okay.
I
Okay.
would-
I think
Should
we'll
we
compliment
first
ourselves.
compliment each other and then we can
Yeah, I
compliment
think
ourselves?
let's break the ice by
Okay, fine.
complimenting each other.
Fine.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
Start.
Or
I
you
think you're
start?
the most beautiful person in the world. I think everyone.
Suck up answer was that?
I feel like she's
But
trying to coach
everyone
me.
can attest to this. I think for everyone.
What
I'm
kind
like,
of
I
answer
think
is
there
this?
insane.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think
Or one of the most. I mean, I would say like you're there.
The most.
Top 5
You
for
don't
me.
think Marilyn Monroe is the most
Yeah,
No,
you don't
I-
think Brianna is? I think she's
I know it
the most
sounds
beautiful.
kissy uppy,
Yeah,
but
that
it's
does
so
sound
true.
kissy
It's
uppy.
very true, and I say this to you all the
No,
time.
it is. So
I've
true.
stood
It is
by
so
this
true.
since we worked together for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My compliment to Trinette would be.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Like, super
I was
shy.
caught off guard.
That's so sweet. You also
No,
have to
that was
compliment
like a
your
no.
sister.
ये तो बहुत मुश्किल से होगा.
No.
Yeah.
I think she is the.
She has. She is. She will.
Let me think about this one. You first compliment
fine.
her.
Okay, think.
Give me a second to formulate
She's
my
just
words.
big sister. Come
Yes,
on.
and I have the words. I
Okay,
should
okay.
articulate them.
So what I was going to say about Trinette is I think I really respect the way you bring so much of yourself in pretty, like literally every single thing you do. Like your spirit always shines through in everything you do. Like you could be you could be singing, you could be doing this podcast that you do, you could be doing your own personal like artwork, creative projects, or your modeling. I just feel like I see you in everything you do, and that I think is not as easy for everyone to do, because some people get lost in like it, or like they get drowned out by other people, they get drowned out by other factors. But I feel like you have such a sure sense of self. I see you in everything you do. I don't know how else to phrase it, like, but I think that's very
really sweet, Maheen.
Yeah, that's a very
Wow.
commendable thing to have.
Wow.
Not everyone
Thank
does.
you so much.
Mine
That's
just
really
feels
sweet.
very basic.
Yeah, you're
Again,
you're
very
beautiful.
sucky
No, but
uppy.
I know what you meant. Like, I know you didn't just mean that I'm just beautiful.
No, it's
right?
like I genuinely think you were absolutely beautiful.
Okay,
like, I
thank
have
you.
no
Well,
other,
that's also
like,
really sweet.
way
Because
to
it's a
describe it.
genuine compliment.
Yeah.
God, shit, it wasn't as
Thank
nuanced
you.
as her, but
Yeah.
like,
But it's okay. I know. I love
Yeah.
you, and it's really sweet.
Appreciate
Thank you
that,
for
guys.
saying that. Thank you guys. I really don't
Of
know what
course.
to say. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, mine was deep and thought out, I know.
But
I think I'm
yeah,
coming
sense of
from
self
Maheen
belief
now.
is.
Oh.
It's so interesting you say that, because
Yeah.
I don't feel that way about myself
I
at
know.
all.
And people
But-
you
don't.
have to hear it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like sometimes from
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
people to kind of.
All right,
Okay.
sweet.
I have a
So
comment
now,
for Shayanae.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say it first.
Okay.
you tell her.
I
and
think
then I'll give you
Maheen
guys mine.
is the most strongest person that I know. Possibly the strongest
That's
person that I
so
know. And I feel like
sweet. Yeah.
I wouldn't be half the person I am without her
Oh.
supporting me and being there for me and getting me out of really bad situations.
I know I'm getting like teary.
No, actually,
Stop.
like sometimes I
That's
feel
really
like
sweet.
I value her opinion too much. Like I'm debilitated if she
Yeah.
if she says no to something for me, and I think that's something I have to break out of. Low-key.
No.
But yeah,
I appreciate that.
is
Thank you
what
so
I-
much.
Aw,
That's so
guys.
sweet. We really
Shayna
don't
was
talk to
so
each other that way.
sweet.
We're always
Yeah.
fighting. We
Yeah.
gotta make eye contact right now because we're back.
But this
to
is
something nice
good.
to each
This
other.
is important.
We
Yeah.
We don't do anything like that. My comment to Shani is that
My competition with
compliment to Shani is that I think she, similar to what I was going to say for Trinette, that she's always been someone who's so sure of herself and so confident that no matter what, like she stands her ground about what she wants and she gets it, which is not in like, that's not in a negative way at all. That's such a bold, if 10 people are telling her no, she's gonna say no. Like, I want to do what I want to do. And I think not everyone has that kind of like confidence in their abilities, in their art, in their vision, in whatever they do. Like, I think that's so commendable. I can be a people pleaser. I can be sweet. I can be pushed. Like, you know, like I want to make like I want to make, if there are 10 people in the room, I want to make at least 8 of them happy. But Shani, no matter what, like she'll do what needs to be done and she'll have the difficult conversations. She'll stand her ground if she needs to. And that's something I've learned from her. I've learned how to be confident from her. Like, this is usually not this way around. I'm the older sister, she's the younger sister. But she's brought me out of my shell. Like, I used to be a very shy kid. So I look up to her in like so many ways. Like, you know, oh no, don't cry. No one
I
cries.
would say I agree.
Sweet.
I was like, yeah, I know.
I'm saying yes.
That's out.
I was
I
waiting
know.
for you to say this for the
Yes.
past 20 years.
But
I know,
also,
yeah.
I am touched. And the
Wow.
thing is, we both have
I'm really
exchanged these
touched.
exact words to each other.
But in a bad way.
No, but like I feel like sometimes when we fight a lot, my mom loves to like have an intervention with
Yeah,
us,
my mom
and
loves to
then
have
she'll
an
sit there and mediate. She'll be like, "Now you guys talk."
Not talking
So
out.
the conclusion to
But that's
every
so
fight
important.
is like,
Yeah.
no, but you know I love
That's
you
so
so much.
important that
And
your mom like actually like
yeah.
does
Yeah.
that and tells you guys that no, your sister's first. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
More than
No, our
anything
mom-
else, you
But she
guys are
doesn't
family.
like sort this out right
Yeah.
away kind
Stop
of a thing.
it.
She's like, "Little girl," because it's like
Yeah,
she'll
it's
be
like-
calling her and be like, "Shani's being so annoying," and I'll be like, "Mama, you just don't know what Maheen's been doing to me." So she's like, "Please."
She's stuck in the middle, so she has to
sort it
mediate.
out.
Yeah.
But yes.
Well, your parents did really well with the two of you, I have to say. And now it's my turn to give you guys compliments.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'd realize I haven't received my second compliment. This did something good for me.
This is really good. It's like such a great, like...
It is so
like,
fun.
You know,
I'm
it's just
loving
so
this.
fun.
We should have done the whole episode of compliments.
I know. Let's just... I'll call you guys
the
again.
whole
and
team
the
gives
whole thing
compliments
will
to
be
each
about
other now.
compliments. But no, other than the fact that you guys are obviously incredibly talented, and I feel like I say this
I appreciate
all the
that.
time, but you guys truly are.
Yeah.
You
Other
guys
than
are
that,
individual
both
or
of you,
we get
both of you.
individual
Other than
compliments.
that,
Okay.
you're
okay.
getting you're just.
She's just waiting for a compliment. Yeah, you're getting it, man. Tell.
Okay,
Oh,
I'll
my
start with
individual
you. I'll start with
compliments.
you so that you can shut up.
Yeah, let's get her out of the way
No,
first.
start with her, but like my feet are like tingling. I'm like, Abhi bataiye mujhe.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Are we? I feel like we're okay.
Yeah.
So, Shani, I feel like
Yes,
I'm about to
Trinette?
propose. No, I just feel like you are such a genuine person, and with you, I feel like I can talk about my problems. Like I can really just like have really deep, meaningful conversations with you, which I feel like usually I kind of just always open up to you. It's like verbal diarrhea. Like everything, all
Yeah,
my
that's very
problems
true.
just
Same
come
with
out,
me.
you know. And it's because you have like such a warm energy about you, and you make people feel really comfortable because you are really warm and you're very open, and you're not very judgmental.
I
If someone
I'm red in the face.
Yeah,
like,
she's
I
getting
keep
so
getting, like,
and I feel like
so
you're also
shy.
you're very honest. Just like what Maheen was saying, you know, you do have a very strong sense of self as well.
Yeah.
And I really admire that about you. I admire that you were able to create like a safe space for people to kind of come and confide in you, you know.
That's so sweet.
And that's just because of the kind of energy you put out there. And I genuinely feel like you are a very beautiful person. Inside out. Inside and out.
You know what?
Inside.
You're just beautiful outside.
It wasn't like you're just
about your
beautiful.
look. You know what? I want to redo this because I feel like you guys
said
have
what you
such
had
nuanced
to.
answers.
You've got too many redos. We can't give you another redo.
I think that's a nuanced answer.
We don't have time for your
just what I
nuanced
thought,
stuff.
and I blurted it out.
But
You know.
it's okay, nah. Thank you.
that's-
It's always
yeah.
good to be called beautiful.
It's good to be called beautiful.
But like,
I'm
it
not
could have been better
complaining.
if I said
complaining.
inside and
I'm
out.
not complaining.
after,
Say it
you know?
again. No.
Keep saying it.
Right,
Inside
Maheen.
and out.
Inside
That's
and
my
out.
turn.
Inside and out. No,
Yeah.
just kidding. Maheen.
Okay.
Stop.
I'm just rethinking my answer now. Like, I,
Don't worry about it.
You're
You
done.
said your
It's
answer.
Maheen's
It's
turn
done
now.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
With
it's turning towards me.
Maheen, I feel like you are super talented.
Oh.
But I also feel like you're very intelligent.
Oh.
And I don't mean smart, but I mean like intelligent. I feel like you're very intellectual. And you are a visionary.
Oh.
I feel like both of you are. But specifically with you, maybe it's because you're older. I don't know. You do give off major older sister vibes.
I know,
like,
everyone says
you
that.
know, and you're very nurturing. And you've always been very kind, and you're kind to everyone.
Oh,
And I think
appreciate
that is rare.
Yeah.
And it just, honestly, to me, like, it just goes to show that you guys have been raised by really beautiful and strong,
Aw.
loving parents.
Shout out, Mama,
you know?
Baba.
Yeah, shout out to your parents, honestly.
them. Yeah.
And I've always felt this way about you, and I'm just really, really happy for you guys with whatever you're doing right now, with where your careers are going. And I feel like you guys were born to just do your own thing.
I really appreciate that, yeah.
always have felt that way about you guys, you know. So
That's so
I'm just
sweet.
really happy for you guys,
Yeah,
man.
this does feel natural. You know,
Yeah.
like whatever we do feels natural. Now back to your good angle.
Back to my good angle.
Yeah.
And it's also eye contact. मैं
Yeah.
तो I लाल हो गई थी.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
got
like
red in
really
the face.
looking into your
eyes,
soul.
yeah, I was.
But yeah, no, this is a good way to end. I
Yeah,
think
this is a
I'm
great
glad.
way to end.
This is a good way to
Yeah.
end. Yeah.
Just a wholesome
good.
little moment, feel
Yeah.
good little moment that we had. Guys, we're at the end now,
Yeah.
and I just want to say one last thank you for coming,
for
for taking
having
your
us.
time and coming. I know we're all busy,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys are also really, really busy. But thank you so much for coming, both of you.
course.
And
We
I
had
hope you
to.
guys
We're
had
never
fun.
busy for you.
Yeah, we're
so.
never literally.
That
ready for
is
you.
just so sweet. Thank you. I'm definitely gonna call you guys again.
Oh, okay.
Because
Season
I
2?
had a really good time. I hope you guys had fun.
We
Season
did,
2,
we
the
did.
next episode again. We're
Yeah.
back. Me with a better answer this time.
So
Yeah.
thank you so much,
Of course,
and
thank you.
I'll definitely call you guys again. But for now, bye bye. We'll
Yeah.
see you guys again. Don't forget to like, subscribe and follow and share and all of that. I forgot all the
Share,
things.
comment, like, subscribe.
Like, yeah, all of that. And I'll see you guys again. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye. Can we have a Korean heart?
Yeah, we can do the Korean.
Did you guys know that this was a heart?
I'm obsessed with this now. I didn't even know this was a heart. I mean, how do you get you? Like,
no?
I mean,
Yeah,
this
that's
feels
the
more
heart, yeah, it's
easiest for
really
me.
hard. Yeah. It's a little hard, yeah.